You want to hear a story? All right. Let me tell you a story about 25. See, here in the city, 25 isn't just a number. 25 is a kid from 25 miles down the road. Yeah, he wandered away, like we all do. But 25 years ago, 25 came back home.
It would be a great honor for me to wear this number.
He wanted to be like his old man and play like his godfather. And on the brightest stage in town, man, did he shine.
That one's high, deep right field. This has a chance. Gone, home run, Barry Bonds.
In the box.
Boy, you made one mistake, he'll make you pay.
In the field.
And I believe he got it, he did. My goodness.
On the base paths.
The throw to second, not in time.
There was nothing he couldn't do.
Right down the line. Bonds has done it again.
Saw it with my own eyes.
Shallow left center. Bonds got a late break. Makes the catch. And Jarvis got a late break as well. He's going to be out at the plate.
Bonds, he hits it hard and deep. And listen to this crowd.
Upper deck. I got you ready. He pitches. Swing. There's a shot. It's on its way. It is gone.
We all witness history.
It's Barry Bonds has launched one.
Bonds has got another one.
And look at this. With the bases loaded, they're going to force in a run with an intentional walk. Wow.
And he hits one high. He hits one deep. The coming call.
Another one into the bag.
He embraced us, and man, did we embrace him.
And Bonds smoked that one. It was a liner, and he gets a standing ovation as he heads into the dugout.
For 15 summers, day and night, 25 was the king of baseball and the Bay.
Swing and a long one. We are going home.
But you know what was bigger than the records he shattered? Bigger than the Gold Gloves, the splashes, the flashes, the chickens, the headlines, the awards, the titles. It's the way he stole our breath with every swing.
There's a high drive. Number 71. And what a shot.
A float to Bonds, and he hits it high. He hits it deep, and it is up here.
To the coming cone. Number 500. It's into the water.
660 out of here. And Bonds hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here. 756. Bonds stands alone.
It's that 25 became a legend right here in his hometown.
Giants fans, are you ready? 7-time MVP, 14-time All-Star, 8-time Gold Glover, 12-time Silver Slugger, the Home Run King. Ladies and gentlemen, number 25, Barry Bonds.
Welcome, everyone, on this wonderful day. This rousing celebration had its beginnings more than 2 decades ago with a very silent response, initially silent response. See, I was on the phone with the most sought-after free agent in the 1993 baseball market. Barry Bonds didn't know me. He didn't know Peter McGowan. He didn't know the rest of the emerging Giants' new ownership group. And we didn't even own the team yet. Nothing was official. The Braves and Yankees were making a hard run at Barry. Remember this, Barry? The Giants at the time were struggling, and they almost moved to Florida. Still, I know, boo to that. Still, we made the pitch. Would you, Barry, in the tradition of your father, Bobby, and your godfather, Willie Mays, come home and play for the San Francisco Giants? There was a long, silent pause. I didn't know what to make of the silence. Then Barry, full of emotion, clearly choked up, said, "If I could come home again, you don't know what it would mean to me." Well, Barry, you don't know what it has meant to us. Baseball, it has been said, is about coming home. Barry came home, and today we make it official that this ballpark will be his home forever, because that's what family does. They come home.
There are certain players that you just have to watch.
Bonds, he hits it high and deep.
I remember we watched every single pitch that Barry took. We were lucky because we had free tickets for that show. We had to watch it. I mean, that's what Barry did to the game.
You had to be very careful because all of us were kind of drawn into his at-bats. You know, you had to remember you're on the other team and you had to make a play.
People would tell me, you know, they wouldn't go to the bathroom or go get anything to eat until after they saw Barry Bonds hit.
Entertainment that he provided, and just watching someone at the top of their game for that long, it was a beautiful thing to watch, and I think that was really his contribution, what he was able to provide to the fans.
When you play with somebody of his caliber, I mean, he gives you that extra confidence too, that, hey, I got the best player, so I just got to take care of my stuff too, and we got a pretty good chance to win.
I was raised in Riverside, California, where Bobby Bonds was on my dad's Little League team. And I almost held Barry the day he was born. And I thought Bobby Bonds was the greatest prep school athlete I had ever seen in my life. Until one day, Bobby Bonds told me that my son is going to be greater than me. And I couldn't see that at the time because I hadn't seen Barry play much before he went to ASU. But he told me that my son, I've never even told Barry this, was more dedicated and hard and worked harder than he did. And Bobby was right. And the one thing about Barry is that people didn't know how hard he worked. He was one of the hardest workers around. Barry would come, get up in the morning. He didn't know I know this. He'd go hit, he'd go lift, and then he'd come to the ballpark when everybody was already asleep in the morning. He'd be working. Then he'd come out here when everybody was working, but sometimes he'd be asleep. So thank you, Barry, and I love you, and I love you, Pat, and your whole family. Much love to you. Thank you.
Peter called me one day and he says, we have a chance to get a kid out of Pittsburgh. I said, who's the kid? He said, Barry. I said, hey, get him. So when he came over here, he sat me down and he says, I want your number. I said, no, you can't have my number. He said, why not? I said, because it's in the Hall of Fame and they don't do that. I said, what you do is that you would take 25. Now think about it now. I'm talking to him now. I said, you think about it. 25 and 24. You got 25 in the left, 25 in right, then you got center field, you got 24. That's a family affair. So he sat down, he thought about it, he said, okay, I'll take 25.
First of all, people think I don't want to talk when I sit over there and I keep my mouth closed. I don't like to do things like this. But the boy that is here today, he was like my little son. I had him since he was 5 years old. I'm a kind of guy that I ate when I had to eat when I was young. I was a kid that played baseball daily. I had a father said, I'm going to teach you the game. And I know what Bobby and Barry had together. So when people talk about, who's the best ball player in the world? I don't care. I played my 21 years, 22 years, or whatever it may be. Give somebody honor that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. The Hall of Fame is a type of eternity that when you get there, you'll see, man, how did I get here? And I want him to have that honor be something that happened to him. So on behalf of all the people in San Francisco and all over the country, vote this guy in. He is very, very important to me. Thank you very much.
I am overwhelmed with emotions as the reality of this day sets in. This may come as a surprise to a lot of people, but as a child, I didn't even want to play baseball. I wanted to play all sports, basketball, football, riding my bike, all the things kids do. But once my mom signed me up and I committed to playing the farm league, I had that first taste of what would be my lifelong passion. The love of the game is what drove me every day. It was the passion that got me up day after day to either train, go to work, through injury, soreness, pure exhaustion, and also difficult times. I simply can't put into words the love I have for this game. And boy, I have a lot of people to thank. The single most important one, the one who got me started, was my mom. So many of us has experienced this as a kid or as a mom yourself. Our moms are the ones who shuttle us to practice every day, work in the snack bar, encourage us, and also keep us in line. And I was no different. I truly thank my mom for always being there for me. You were the glue that held our family together. And I love you, Mom. If I get through this one, it almost doesn't seem fitting or really fair for me to even be here today without my dad. Bobby Lee Bonds, the person that molded my career and helped me live up to my potential. Dad, what can I say about the one person who knew how hard to push me and shape me into the player I became? As a kid, I was always wondering why my father didn't say positive things to me often. I always questioned why he was sympathetic with others while I was out there working my butt off. Every time I'd say something like, "Hey, Dad, I hit 2 home runs today," he would say, "Good, hit 2 more tomorrow." It wasn't until I was well in my career that I finally understood why my father treated me like that. Before he died, I had the opportunity to sit in bed with him and ask, "Why, Daddy?" Why were you so hard on me? Thank you. And he said to me, "Because I love you so much and I was so proud of you, I knew as long as you're going to chase getting my approval, nothing was going to stop you from being the best you can be." Dad, a big part of my heart is missing today here without you. Nikolai, Shikari, and Asia, I'm so proud to be your dad. You have given me a sense of purpose, a responsibility to something greater than me. You 3 are the reason why I work so hard. And seeing you now as adults, I'm so proud of who you have become. And I thank you for being my biggest fan. I come from a family full of incredible baseball history, but I have always felt that this city is my home and where I belong. My dad was a baseball player, and I literally grew up in this organization. From a mischievous 5-year-old who couldn't get enough of his godfather's attention or time in his locker, to being a proud Sierra High Padre. Some of my old teammates and buddies are here today. To coming full circle, signing with the Giants and coming home, as I stand here now, I am amazed and humbled that I'm being recognized with these gentlemen. Willie Mays, McCovey, Marichal, Cepeda, and Gaylord Perry. You were my heroes growing up. Willie, say hey. It's no secret how special you are to me. And I'm thank you for your love, guidance, and support of me all these years. And while my dad isn't here to celebrate with me, it means the world to me that you are, and I love you. This city is home. It is my family. It is my community. It is an honor to be here alongside other longtime Giants who have had their numbers retired. For me to have played on the same field as them, wear the same uniform, and now have my number retired, joining Willie and these other great Giant legends, is extremely special. Number 25 has meant a lot to me throughout my career and is even more special that I got to share that number with my dad. The Giants have always celebrated the great history of the organization, and I am thrilled to be a part of that history. You know, any player who wore the uniform, no matter how many games, we're all connected. We're all Giants. We're all part of the Giant family. We all love this game, but to be a part of a team, an organization that continues to celebrate their players long after they retired is special. So I end with this. Thank you, San Francisco. You are my family. And thank you for making all my dreams come true. Thank you.